Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Madison and I make videos about ministry, motherhood, and marriage. Today I'm going to be filming a video about things that I am not adding to my baby registry this time around. I am currently pregnant, about 23 and a half weeks along, and I already have a daughter named Saoirse who's almost 2. I'm definitely going to be organizing my baby registry differently this time around than I did the first time, because when you're a first-time mom, you don't really know what you need and what you don't need. You're just adding as much as you think you might need, and then you figure it out along the way. So you learn a lot with that first kid. If you're a mom, you know that. You learn a ton the first time around. But that second time, you kind of know, this is what works for me, this did not work for me, I don't need to buy this again, and I know exactly what I need this time. So I wanted to just go ahead and share some of those little wisdom nuggets with you guys that I learned along the way of what works best for me and my family, and the things that I realized I don't need to add to my baby registry this time. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button down below. It really supports my channel. And leave me a comment. Let me know what was something that you did not add to your registry the second time around that might surprise people a little bit, or something that just didn't work for you the first time around that everyone says, oh, you have to get this, and you did not really end up loving. Put that down in the comments down below. I'd really love to learn and just glean from your wisdom as well. I'm going to be using Amazon Prime for our baby registry this time around. I did it with my daughter as well. Worked out great, super simple. A lot of our family and friends live not close to us here in Central Oregon, so it's really convenient to be able to just have them ship something right to our home and not have to worry about buying something and then mailing it to us. Amazon just makes it really simple. So we're going to be going that route again this time. The first thing that I'm not adding to my baby registry that might be a little bit surprising as a second-time mom is I'm not going to be adding a double stroller. Now, my reasoning for this is based on actually a lot of advice that I've gotten from other moms. Initially, I just made the assumption that, yeah, if I have 2 kids, I'm going to need a double stroller. It seems like that makes sense to me. But when I really started looking into them and I realized the cost of them, because most double strollers for a good quality one is at least $250, I realized, okay, this is a big investment. I want to make sure that I'm actually going to use this. And so I really tried to think about it, and I decided that I'm not going to be getting one this time around for a few reasons. Number one, like I said, they're very expensive. Number 2, we already have a bob stroller, which works really well for us. The tires are big and sturdy, and they work great for when you're, not on sidewalk, when you're going on trails, and we're a hiking family. So that's really important to us, is that it's easily maneuverable when it's not on pavement. And I also wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to take up our entire car. We have a compact SUV, so we don't have a ton of space for some humongous stroller, especially when we've already got 2 kids and their stuff in the car with us. So I wanted to find one that was really compact. I'm sure that they make them very compact, and I'm sure there's great options out there, but it just doesn't feel like a double stroller is really going to be important for us as a family. Another reason we're not getting a double stroller is because my daughter Saoirse does not like to be in a stroller anyways. She's almost 2, and her name, Saoirse, actually means freedom in Irish. And she really lives that out. She does not like to be constrained. She wants to walk. She wants to move. So I just don't think it would be a worthwhile investment for us is to have to get a double stroller that I don't think she's going to want to go in anyways, even if she had a seat there. So instead of that, we are going to go with a attachment for our Graco infant car seat onto our Bob jogging stroller. It really just fits right into the handlebars so that we can take the infant car seat out of the car, put it right into the stroller. We thrifted our Bob stroller for I think $80 or $90 at a thrift store before Saoirse was born. It wasn't ideal for taking her on walks when she was first born because it's just not really fit for a newborn inside. So I'm really grateful we got the car seat attachment this time. I think that'll really help our next baby to enjoy this stroller more, but I just don't think we're going to need more than that. And at the end of the day, I love baby wearing. So if we get somewhere and Saoirse seems to really want to be in the stroller, or we know it's going to be a long walk, I'll just put new baby on me in baby wear and then put Saoirse in the stroller and we'll be fine. And a lot of the moms that I talked to about it just said, They're huge, they take up your whole trunk space, and I didn't end up using it for very long anyways. So when I hear all of those things, I go, I don't think we're gonna need that this time around. Again, we could change our mind, but right now it's just not something I'm going to add to my baby registry. The next thing that we are not going to be adding to our baby registry this time is disposable wipers and diapers. Wipers and diapers? Disposable diapers and wipes. We made the switch from disposables to cloth diapers when Saoirse was, I want to say, around 9 months old, I think. You know, my memory is a little foggy, but I think it was around 9 months old. It was after I learned that one disposable diaper can take over 400 years to decompose in the ground. And that just didn't sit right with me. I'm a little bit granola, and I just felt like I really care about the environment, and I really don't want to have that huge of an impact on the environment of, you know, 12 diapers a day going into the ground for the next 400 years. It just didn't sit right with me personally, and I felt like I need to make a change here. And in addition to that, cloth diapering in the long run is way more affordable, especially if you start with your first child, because you can reuse those same cloth diapers for all of your kids going forward. So, surprisingly, we will not be adding any diapers or wipes to our baby registry. We used water wipes up until within the last 3 months, and then we actually switched over to reusable cloth wipes. Now that might sound gross. It sounded really gross to me at first, and I was really hesitant to start it, but it's actually been amazing. I highly recommend it, especially if you already cloth diaper, to just switch to cloth wipes, because you're already doing that laundry. You're already washing poop and pee from diapers. You're already getting your hands dirty with that. You might as well just do your wipes too and just throw them in the exact same bin and wash them along the way. I got a pack from GroVia on Amazon that was around $13. I think it was a pack of 10 or 12 wipes, and I just put them in my wipe warmer, and they're amazing. I get them a little bit wet and I roll them up. And that's what we use when we're at home. I will say that I do use water wipes when we're out and about. So I always have a pack of them in my diaper bag, and then I will probably buy a box of newborn diapers for kind of just those early days. Because sometimes cloth diapers don't fit your newborn. If your newborn is a little bit on the smaller side, or your cloth diapers are not made for newborns, they don't always fit right away. So I will have some newborn diapers on hand just in case. And I also always use disposables if we're traveling, because it's just way easier than packing around dirty diapers in your bag. I just don't like that. If you do it, great, but I just have never really enjoyed that. I'd rather toss it than keep it in the car with us, or try to keep them all together when we're at family members' homes. I just do disposables when we're traveling. So I will have some on hand, but they're not something that I want to really have in bulk around the house. So I'm not going to be adding disposable diapers or wipes to my baby registry this time around. Also, if you're interested in watching my birth story video, I made that a little bit after Saoirse was born. It has some really beautiful footage of us in the hospital. She was born in April of 2020, right at the beginning of pandemic, and it was a crazy, crazy time and a really wild birth story. So if you'd like to hear that video, please go ahead and click this link right above here. I will link that for you so you can watch that. I really hope that this next birth is way different. We're planning on it being a lot different, and I will make a video about that soon, about what kind of birth we're going to be having. But go ahead and watch that video if you want to learn a little bit more about her birth and her birth story. The next thing that I'm not adding to my baby registry are baby books. And the reasoning for that is because we have so many already. When my parents threw us Saoirse's baby shower, it was huge. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about. It was so many people, and we just felt so loved and so seen and cared for, and just, oh my gosh, just overflowing with gratitude from how many people came to that to support us and love our little girl before she was even born. And with that, rather than cards, I had this idea, because cards can be $4 or $5 sometimes. So instead of cards, I asked people to simply buy her a little baby book and write a note in there from them to Saoirse, so that she can read that as she gets older and see little notes of love from people who care for her. And that has just been incredible. We have a huge baby book library and children's book library, from literally from infancy, from just kind of those high contrast books up until grade school, we already have stuff stocked away. So we're not going to be doing more baby books in our baby registry. If we have another baby shower, which I hope we do, I'm guessing it'll probably be smaller for a second time around. We might do the card thing again where we do books instead of cards. But again, I just won't be adding them to my registry because we have so many already and I just don't think it's necessary. The next thing that I'm also not going to be adding to my baby registry are newborn toys. And the reasoning for that is because we already had a kid, we have plenty of toys around. We really don't need more than that, what we already have. The second thing is because we have one of those wooden play gyms, you know, that sits over top of baby so they can reach for things when they're on their back or on their tummy. And I've just found that was the toy that Saoirse really enjoyed the most at that age. But mainly the reason for that is because newborns don't need toys, in my opinion. That might be a little bit surprising, but I just don't think they need toys. I think they need mom, they need food, they need clean diapers and clean clothes and a lot of skin to skin contact and just a lot of love. But toys were never really important in those early weeks. It was just a lot of eye contact and snuggles and just being together. So I'm not going to be adding any newborn toys to our baby registry this time around. I just think we have plenty already, and we're a pretty minimalistic family when it comes to what we invest in and what we bring into our home. So I will not be adding newborn toys to my baby registry this time. I also made a video about my newborn essentials that I just felt like I couldn't live without when Saoirse was young. So I will link that video right above here in case you'd like to watch that as well. And just had kind of some of the main things that were really essential to me when she was first born. I will also try to link as many of the items that I'm talking about today down in the description bar down below. So if you want to explore any of the things that I'm talking about, the cloth diapers, the wipes, anything at all, I will try to link as much of that down below as I can find. The next thing that I will not be adding to my baby registry this time around is the lanolin nip cream. Nip cream. Not nip cream. Okay, I gotta get it together. The next thing that I will not be adding to my baby registry is nipple cream that has lanolin in it. Now, I did breastfeed my daughter Saoirse and I plan to do that again. I'm really excited about breastfeeding and honestly just praying that it's way easier than it was with her. She was great. She was a great breastfeeding baby, but I just had so much difficulties with breastfeeding and low milk supply and all those kinds of things. So actually, I think I made a video about that, about my breastfeeding journey. Yes, I did. So I'll link that right above here too, in case you'd like to watch a little bit about what I learned from my breastfeeding journey with Saoirse. But like I said, I'm just really praying that it's way easier this time around. That's one of my biggest prayers. Is that breastfeeding will become a lot simpler and not so overwhelming. And I dealt with a lot of postpartum anxiety, and so breastfeeding was a lot. But I pushed through and I nursed her for the first year of her life, and it was amazing. I definitely learned a lot early on about nipple cream and about just really taking great care of your body while you're breastfeeding. So I'm not going to be adding any nipple cream that has lanolin in it. My reasoning for that is because I didn't know this at first, but lanolin actually comes from the excretion of sheared sheep's wool. And they are able to take that from the sheep's wool by soaking the wool in pesticides after it's shorn. Is that the word? I think it's shorn or sheared. Shorn, that's the word. I don't know. After they cut the sheep's wool off, they soak it in pesticides to remove any parasites. So I really didn't like the idea of putting something on my body that my baby's going to ingest that comes from something that was soaked in pesticides. I just felt really like chemically to me, and there's way better options. There are these things that are like these stainless steel little cup things that go over your nipples. I'm pretty sure that they actually like have some kind of benefit to like restoring the skin barrier there, but I'll have to look into that more. They're not a cheap date, but I've heard amazing things about them. So I'll link those down below as well. I don't know if I'm going to add it to my registry, but I am going to look into it more if that's something I might invest in, as well as just lanolin-free, all-natural, organic nipple creams and balms for my breasts that are safe for baby. The next thing that I'm not adding to my baby registry are multicolored socks. This is hard because baby socks are so cute and they're just so little and they come in all these cute little patterns, but I learned really quickly that it's actually more stressful in the moment to feel like you have to go through and find all the different socks and make sure that they're paired and do the laundry for them and pair all the tiny little socks up together that are so cute but just are actually pretty unnecessary, and it's hard to even match your socks with the outfit sometimes. So if you don't care about socks matching, by all means get the cute socks, but I'm just gonna go with a really simple all white pack of socks. All of Saoirse's socks are white. She doesn't have any multicolored socks anymore. I just don't do it. She has like regular ankle ones, and then she has some cute ones that have ruffles on the top, but she really only has those 2 different kinds, and they're all white. I just feel like anything you can do as a mom to reduce your stress and make life a little simpler, especially in those early months, do it. Do it. Like, just make your life as easy and simple as possible. So I'm not going to be doing multicolored socks this time around. That might seem like a small thing, but it was really significant to me, and I just don't want to have to pair them up. This baby is also going to be a surprise gender. We don't know what their gender is. We're not finding out until birth, and I'm so excited for that moment. This is our first time doing that, and it's in one sense challenging, but in another sense really special to just think that we don't know, and we're gonna find out in the moment, and it's gonna be that much more spectacular and exciting and beautiful. So in that same sense, buying all white socks and gender neutral clothes is just really important, that we don't have to worry about, you know, getting all pink socks and having to return anything. I don't want to deal with returns. Just go simple. The next thing that I'm not adding to my baby registry this time around is any kind of nursery decor or a crib. And the reasoning for that is because we already have a crib that we absolutely love that I got on Marketplace for like next to nothing. And it's the baby gelato 4-in-1 crib. There's a video that I did where we transitioned Saoirse from her crib to her toddler bed that I'll link right here in case you're interested, and I'll link that crib down below too. We love that crib so much. It transitions from a crib, and it can be very high up, to all the way down low, to a toddler bed, to you can even make it into a full-size bed frame somehow. I don't know that we'll do that, but we're going to transition her into a twin-size bed, probably a mattress on the floor, take that crib out of her room for a while so she kind of forgets that that's her old bed, and we're just going to reuse that same crib for this next baby when they room share eventually. But to start, we're going to be using a halo bassinet in our room. I thrifted one on Marketplace for around $100, which is typically what they go for here in Central Oregon. I'm really excited about this halo bassinet because we used our Phil and Ted's like portable crib with the infant attachment on top when Saoirse was little, and that worked okay for us. Like it was fine, but I didn't like how often when I would put her down from nursing at nighttime, I would wake her up all the time when I put her down. And it was like I had to lean over it, and it was just really hard to get her down in there based on how high our bed was. And this halo bassinet swivels so much, it comes right up to the bed, and one side lowers down. So I'm really excited about using that. And as far as nursery decor, I really like to change things up a lot. I like to redecorate, and I really kind of like to decide when and how those changes come about. So rather than putting that onto my baby registry and having things kind of set aside, I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and when I get that inspiration to change up the nursery over these next couple of months, then I'll do that and kind of prepare Saoirse's room. But baby's going to sleep in our room with us for the first at least 4 or 5 months. That's what we do, and it's worked great for us. So I'm really not in any hurry to change up the nursery anytime soon. We're just going to leave it as is and redecorate and move things around when we get to that point in time. The last thing that I will not be adding to my baby registry this time around is a car seat. The reasoning for that is because we already have 2 car seats. We have an infant car seat, and we have Saoirse's Britax, I don't know how you pronounce it, Advocate car seat, which I love and I highly recommend. It is so safe and just well structured, and it's just such a great car seat. I really recommend it. So I'll link that down below. But we already have an infant car seat. So we're just going to start with using Saoirse's older Graco infant car seat. Never in any accidents or anything like that. So It's in great shape. And then when baby grows out of it, we will get another Brit-X Advocate car seat for this baby. A big part of why we're not just going to start with the Brit-X Advocate car seat for this one is because when we went to take Saoirse home from the hospital, she didn't fit in her Brit-X Advocate car seat. She was too small, and she was born at 7.5 pounds, and it said that you could start at 5 pounds, but she did not fit in that car seat. And so as we're waiting to try to go home from the hospital, a friend went and bought us this Graco infant car seat and brought it to us in the hospital, and it was so sweet. I remember just feeling so stressed and overwhelmed already, like day one of parenting, and feeling like, oh, I totally messed this up. But our friends totally came through, and I was super grateful for that. But we're not going to make that mistake again. We're just going to start with the infant car seat, and when baby gets big enough, then we'll make that transition and invest in the Advocate car seat. However, I am adding a second car seat base for her Graco infant car seat to my baby registry, so that we have one that's already installed in both vehicles, because we have 2 vehicles. That way, when I have a doctor's appointment or whatever, it's just an easy snap in if I have just the newborn with me, that we can car share, and it's just already set up and I don't have to worry about installing a new one with a newborn. They're not that expensive. I think they're $40 or something for the base. And I just feel like that'll be helpful to have a base in each car, not have to worry about installing and reinstalling when I just need to go for a quick run somewhere and Joey's with Saoirse. If you're an expectant mom, I hope this video was helpful to you, and I pray that your pregnancy or adoption or however you're inviting new children into your home goes beautifully, and that your journey of motherhood is incredible. God has a great plan for you. Mothers are such an essential part of God's plan for evangelizing the world and helping our children to become Christians someday and love Jesus. So I hope that this video was helpful to you in that journey of just simplifying our life, being great caretakers of our home, and being great mamas to our kiddos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please be sure to like and hit the subscribe button down below, as well as leave me that comment with things that you did not use or add to your baby registry second time around. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.